All right, are we live? Are we live? Are we up and running? Are we alive? Are we live? It's gonna be a fun day, I think. I mean, I got so much stuff already got done early this morning. Did a good bit of stuff. I am so excited to get this thing going. I'm just excited in general, you know what I mean? Why does it sound like I got an echo over there? Hopefully that's not too bad. If I got an echo, then I'm gonna have to hold on. Hopefully that's not too bad. But nevertheless, we are live. I want to make sure everything is good. I'm about to check all my audio on the not Facebook, but on YouTube. Sound like I have an echo. That it just sounds kind of weird. Yeah, I think I know it. I think I got this a little bit too loud. I'm gonna cut this down a little bit on my on the StreamYard side of things. Let's see if that works, and we're gonna go from there. So we are looking good. We're looking good. I don't know if we're sounding good. Let me see. That's not too bad. I can rock with it. If people can hear me, that's all that really matters, right? At some point, I may need to just put some of my panels back up, my sound panel, so it don't sound too bad when it comes to the slight echo. But nevertheless, am I live on Facebook? Let me look. I thought I'd be live on Facebook. Yes, I am live on Facebook as well. So all that is good to go. Yeah. Everything is good to go. So today we are going to be talking about a few things. I got a lot to talk about, to be honest. It's a lot happened over the week. I want to talk about these Nintendo Switch 2s that was stolen. I thought that was, pretty hilarious that happened, and I have some thoughts about that. Also, I want to talk about. Let me change the color of this. It's the color brand. Um, Also, I want to talk about Xbox and AMD, what they're doing to make things better for gamers, I guess. I mean, what their plan is. Give my thoughts and opinions about that. Also, I want to talk about the Madden and College Football 26 deep dive. So those are the things I want to get into right there. So there we go. Now my color is right. I don't know why that went away. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to wait for a few seconds to get more people in here. If anybody's coming, people usually come a little bit later. They usually come like maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes after the fact, which is fine. It's not a big deal, whatever the case may be on that end. But we are live over on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitch. One thing I want to talk about, I want to get people to check out all the links down in the description. Down in the description, I am on TikTok, I am on Facebook, Twitch. I'm actually on Rumble, but I'm not live on Rumble. But I may go live on Rumble at some point. I need to start getting that in order. I do post a little bit of content over there, but I want to get that together as well. Also, my X account, and all that stuff there, so you can check all that stuff out. Also, um, I want to put the links down to my other YouTube channel. I haven't done that. I may do that after the YouTube this live is over, and I will talk about things over there that's sports related. So when you talk about like my Georgia Southern stuff, football stuff, stuff like that, that really makes it to that channel. Over here is the gaming stuff. So we talk about that and everything under that umbrella. So we've been live about 3 minutes. I'm gonna wait till we get to the 5 minute mark, and then I'm going to start talking about this whole thing about these $1 million worth of Nintendo Switch 2s were stolen out of the back of an 18 wheeler. Also, we're gonna talk about Xbox and AMD, College Football 26 deep dive, and yeah, that's how we're gonna go with that. For the most part, what I'm gonna do, while I got a little bit of time, I'm gonna put this stuff on X, so people could. Let's see. And then we're going to get started. So that's there. I'll put the Twitch one up as well. And let's see. Let's go. Alright, got that. And should I put the Facebook one up? Why not? Can I put that one up? Let's see. Copy the link. Continue. Okay, I just straight copied it, so that's cool. Also, before I get started, I want to shout out the NLSC podcast. Those guys are pretty cool. Those guys talk about basketball and everything under umbrella. They have a top 10 they do every week. I probably want to show the top 10 on here. I'm pretty sure D don't mind if I show it. But they do a top 10 of highlights on a basketball game, and they're absolutely phenomenal. They do a great job over there. So I want to give these guys a shout out, whatever the case may be. And they do great work. They do absolutely phenomenal work. So what we at? We at the 5-6 minute mark. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. So Nintendo Switch 2s was stolen. $1 million worth of Nintendo Switch 2s was stolen. And I'm, as a trucker, I'm giving this a side eye because, like I said, I'm a trucker. I like, I work. That's in my industry or whatever. And I know how it is to move and pull freight. And when you move and pull freight, you know what you have. You know what's going on. You know what you have in the back of your trailer. And I think the driver of the truck said he didn't know what was back there. And I'm like, all right, I don't know. I don't see that. And how do you steal that many Nintendo Switch 2s from the back of a 18-wheeler at a truck stop? Like, to me, I feel like somebody knew what was going on. First and foremost, you gotta have your loads. You gotta have them secure. Where you gotta have them in a way where nobody can get in, or you just don't want to have a situation where you're driving and the back of your trailer door opens and the product falls out. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was getting paid pretty good money to transport these, but I guess whoever stole these probably offered more and maybe got this person, to go ahead and look the other way. I don't know. It just, something about it just is kind of fishy in my opinion, and I really want to talk about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Let me see if I can pull this up because I just find this very interesting that this happened this way. And what's going on, Quayface? Good to see you, my brother. So I'm gonna pull this up, and I want you guys to think about this. Let me see if I can pull up the right one. That's Houston, because I first found it on ABC 30. That's where I first found it at. Let me see, because I want to pull up the right one. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Well, let me see. I wonder if I could just pull it up on YouTube. Yeah, I wonder if I could just pull it up on YouTube. It'd probably be better if I could just pull it up on YouTube instead of going. You know what? I'll just do it that way. I'll just do it that way. Yeah, I have to do it this way. All right, just wait. I'm gonna get this together. Let's share the screen. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so is that Lil? That's Miss Kardashian. I don't know why I thought that was Lil Kim. All right, can I blow this up? I guess I gotta wait till the ad is over. Come on. Who really need to be looking at these ads, right?
Authorities are investigating the theft of.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This is only 30 seconds, but I thought it was longer than this. But let's go ahead and put it on. Let's see what's up.
Authorities are investigating the theft of more than $1 million worth of new Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. Sheriff's deputies in Bennett, Colorado say someone broke into a semi-truck carrying the very popular gaming devices back on June 8th. The driver was on his way to Texas when he reported several pallets with nearly 3,000 consoles were missing from the back of his truck.
All right, stop right there. How you get 3 pallets worth of consoles stolen from the back of your truck? I don't. That's not an easy task. You gotta have equipment to move that. You gotta have like a pallet jack, or you need a forklift to move that type of weight. You just can't jump on the back of a pickup or of an 18-wheeler and just take these and run off. And they had to be transported. They had to be moved to another place. They had to be put on another vehicle and moved off. And nobody saw nothing and nobody knows nothing. What I think happened is this probably happened somewhere else. And he got to this truck stop, because I think he said he reported at a truck stop. He got to his truck stop and claimed to notice that this happened. This is not something that just happened and you not knowing what's going on. Even if you're in the back of your tractor and your sleep while this is going, you're going to hear some rumblings in your trailer. You're going to know what's going on. So for him to say he just noticed that, that's unbelievable.
Each one is valued at around $500 a piece. Investigators have set up a tip line, and they are asking the public for any information on suspects.
Nah, those are gone. You ain't got to worry about that. That's a wrap. Yeah, that's a wrap. You ain't got to worry about that no more. Those are long gone. Those are long gone. Ain't nobody about to come up with no. Yeah, exactly. The driver definitely has something to do with that. You just can't lose. Like, look, listen. If you watch any of my videos, I drive trucks for a living. I do videos from my truck. I know how it is when you have stuff in the back of a trailer, inside of a trailer. No matter what happens, if you're in your trailer, if you're in your truck, you're going to feel somebody or something moving in the back of your, trailer. Also, when you're moving anything, that stuff has to be secure, because what you're moving is money. No matter, it's not physical money, but it's money. That cost, whatever you're moving, is costing whatever company you're pulling for money. So it has to be secured. On top of that, it's your money too. You're the one that's getting paid to move this stuff. So you're just not having your doors like unsecure where anybody just walk up and open the back of a trailer. That right there, this is, let me see if they got more in-depth talk about this. All right, there's no video on it, but all right, let me go back. Let me see if I can find any videos on it. Okay, this is good. That's a short. Okay, I'm trying to find a good video that would really talk about it. This is Click on Detroit. Okay, all right. Let me pull this up, because this here don't make any sense. This makes no sense. All right, let's talk about this.
The hottest thing in gaming right now. Nintendo Switch 2 is the hottest thing in gaming right now, and thieves, unfortunately, are well aware of that.
Thousands of the gaming consoles, worth about $500 each, disappeared out of a semi-trailer in Colorado, and if you buy one of these stolen consoles, you could find yourself owning a gaming system that won't play any games.
This is what I said on TikTok. I said this on TikTok as well, and people was in the comments trying to argue with me about this on TikTok, talking about, well, anything that could be bricked can be unbricked. Now, listen, don't be stupid. Nintendo already said this out the gate, that if you tamper with any of their consoles, they can brick them remotely from where they are, because you got to hook up to the internet. And they found out that this particular SKU or this particular device has a serial number embedded inside of the console, has not been purchased, it could brick it. So yeah, they got a bunch of bricks right now. They probably don't even work.
If you want to get your hands on a Nintendo Switch 2, well, you're out of luck. They're sold out in some spots.
Yeah, in some spots. You can still buy a Nintendo Switch in some places. They're not completely sold out. I can go up the street right now. I think they have them. I know they had them in the Walmart and the Target right up the street from me. So they're not necessarily sold out. And I heard that GameStop is actually putting up. Well, they're not putting up, but they're getting more stock in. So these consoles are actually fairly available.
And in others, marked way up. Thieves decided they couldn't wait, hitting a semi-truck carrying the consoles.
When deputies arrived, they did determine that 2,810 Nintendo Switch 2 consoles were stolen out of the back of that trailer at some point.
Anders Nelson with the...
You heard what he said. They were stolen at some point. So this is the thing. How do the thieves know that they were back there to begin with? How do they know that? Look, you don't have a sign on your truck saying I have Nintendo Switch 2s. You don't have, and most of these 18-wheelers, they just have the company name on the side of them. They don't have anything to the point where it's notifiably that you're moving some type of product. Even inside of the truck, inside of the trailer, they don't have like pictures or something saying it's a Nintendo Switch 2. Anything that's worth of value usually is in a plain box or something that's sealed. So even if the box does have what is on it, the box is sealed so you can't necessarily see what's on the box. So how do they know that? How do they know that they were in there?
Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says a truck driver was at the Love's truck stop in Bennett when he noticed his trailer had been broken into. He told deputies he didn't know these hot ticket items were in his cab.
He's lying. I don't believe that. You don't. This is another thing. How do you get to a truck stop and then you realize that your truck has been broken into? I don't. This is the only thing I can say that this is probably the case. He probably was somewhere else. They broke into it when he wasn't around, which still I don't believe this, because if they broke into it and they took 3 pallets of Nintendo Switch 2s, you gotta have a forklift. You gotta have a pallet jack. You gotta have another vehicle that can move all of that stuff. You just can't put 3 pallets worth of Nintendo Switch 2s into a minivan or a Honda Escort. Well, I mean a Ford Escort, a Ford Escort, or any type of pickup truck. You can't put that many Nintendo Switch 2s and run off and nobody knew about it. That's what I'm saying. He had to know. He had to know. And then when you drive to this truck stop, that's when you realize that your truck's been broken into. Bro, I can't believe it. I drive trucks for a living. I cannot believe this. This is very hard for me to believe.
Thieves got multiple pallets full of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. No small haul indeed.
Yeah, they retail at $499. The cost to Nintendo is just over $410. So either way you look at it, it's well over $1 million worth of merchandise stolen.
So let's do the math here. Let's do the math here. 400. I'm gonna do the math on my phone. So let's do the math. Where's my calculator? Okay, let's do the math. 1 4 0 0 0 0 0 $1.4 million. So that's $1,400,000. You divide that by 410. So basically, this is what I got. So there were 3. This is possibly around. Well, let me go that because that's 410. Let's say 500. I'm calling B. I don't think that. I think this is the. Well, I'll say this. Here you go. 2,800. So you got about 2,800 Nintendo Switch 2s, probably between 2,800 and 3,500 Nintendo Switch 2s moved. How do you know? How do you not know that this stuff was not moved? Drivers know what they are pulling. Exactly. He had you look. Let me get up here real quick. I'm gonna bring this back. All seriousness, for any truck driver out there who do this, don't do this. Do not do this. Please know what you're pulling before you take off with it. People have been telling me on TikTok as well. Sometimes you got blind loads. Sometimes you just get the trailer and go. You don't listen. For legal and safety purposes, you better know what you're pulling. Because if you get pulled over, you don't know what's in the back of that trailer. If you get pulled over and they want to see what's back there, and you got drugs, you got I hate to say it, humans, if you're human trafficking, if you got any type of illegal act, stolen property, if you got that stuff back there and you not knowing is not an excuse. Your ass is going to jail. Your ass is going to jail federally, and there's really pretty much no way out of it. Because me not knowing is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. So for them to say that this person may not know, he claimed that he don't know, that's not going to fly. That's just not going to fly. You have to know what you're pulling for safety and legal purposes. You could be moving some biohazard material. You could be moving any type of corrosive or flammable material. You could be moving anything that could damage other people or injure other people on the road. You need to know what's in the back of your 18-wheeler. You cannot just take a load and just run off with it. You do that, your ass is going to get in trouble. Your ass is going to jail. I firmly mean that. Do not ever take a load and not know what's in the back of the truck. Open the back of your truck and see what's back there before you pull off. Because if there's a child back there, if there's a family back there, if there's some F workers back there that's being trafficked, you can really get in trouble. So don't do it. Son, go put some pants on. Yeah, go put some pants. Move. Get out. Oh my goodness. No. All right, fine. I just don't want you to be up there in your underwear. Like I said, you do not want to do this. Just don't. It's crazy. It is dangerous, and I highly do not recommend it. My son comes in here with these Kirby underwear on. I was like, sir, what are you doing? They got paperwork and all. Yeah, they got to. Sometimes, not all seriousness, sometimes they don't watch it get loaded. Now, I will say that. But at the same time, I will say that you got to know what's in the back of your truck. You have to know. You got to have the paperwork. You got to have all of that. I mean, don't do that. That's crazy.
Exactly right.
Steve Beatty is a computer science professor. He says don't expect those swipe switches to show up on Craigslist or at pawn shops.
Because they're stolen, I would expect them to head to the dark web pretty quickly, unless they're shipped out of country.
The anonymous spot to buy and sell, feeding a demand.
And it took me about 2 minutes to find switches for sale. Okay, so it's half price.
If you do end up with a...
I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them that was stolen. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're selling it for $260. Really? This might be one of them that was stolen. But then on top of that, this may not be a Nintendo Switch 2 either. Because look at the box. The Nintendo Switch 2 box don't look like that. I don't think. I don't remember seeing a box that looks like this.
The stolen Switch. Beatty says these devices each have a serial number that police and Nintendo can track.
Let me back that up so they can say that again.
Beatty says these devices each have a serial number that police and Nintendo can track. When you log in, you have to register that number. That's how you play the games and get updates. Nintendo, he says, can then track down your device.
Nintendo does.
Exactly. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So these consoles may not even work. This is ridiculous.
Does have the capability of what we call bricking the device, and that is to make it non-functional.
And getting around that lockdown isn't simple. Beatty says you'd have to try and jailbreak it, essentially sidestepping those protections through coding or avoid connecting to the internet altogether.
You got so many people that probably try to buy these. Everybody's going to try to get these jailbroken for what? Why would you do that? I mean, it's not worth it at the end of the day.
It's crazy. People are going to buy these and not realize they're getting ripped off or that it's useless.
You know what?
Beatty says if you
They
are
also
on
sell
the
at
hunt for a Switch,
Walmart.
stick to the shops that you do trust.
What?
Discounts right now aren't really a thing. So if you're not paying between $500 and $600 on the secondary market, that's a reason to be suspicious.
Just wait until they restock them.
There you go.
Thank you. Just wait till they restock them. That's what you're supposed to do. Like this is dumb. This is really dumb.
The safest way to go.
Good.
Right. It's like I don't understand it. So that's what happened with that. People are trying to sell these things on the dark web. Hopefully they even if they sell them, they're not gonna be able to do nothing with them. And it's pretty much a situation where they try to make a quick buck and it's not gonna work. Like I said, you know what you're doing when you're not loading, but when you're buying these things, not buying, but when you're shipping these things, they know what's going on. So we're not going to sit here and act like that the driver is completely innocent. As a truck driver, I don't believe that he's innocent. You know, he had something to do what he had to. I mean, you had to tell somebody you had those in the back of your truck, and they probably told you what was going to happen, because you don't get 3 pallets off of a truck without nobody knowing. Because those Nintendo Switch 2s have to go in another truck. And then with that being said, it probably was another truck that actually have them now, and they're probably trying to sell them somewhere. So at the end of the day, this is basically what you have here. You got a truck driver that probably knew what he was doing, and he probably got some other people on it, and they probably tried to get a quick buck off of them, but they're not smart enough to know that these things could be bricked. What are you doing? Are you gonna sit down? Sit down, baby.
Okay, I watch TV.
Yeah, here.
Yay.
Here you go.
Okay.
So that's basically what you got here, and it's kind of ridiculous. But enough of that. Got that off my chest. But yeah, this is a big problem. Really big problem. Next thing I want to talk about is AMD and Xbox. AMD and Xbox are doing some big things, man. I'm not necessarily the hugest fan of what Xbox have been doing lately as far as their consoles, but what they're doing on the PC side of things is something really, really awesome, and I want to be a part of that. I want to get into this. Well, I can't get into it with the PC I have, but I want to build a bigger and better PC to actually take advantage of this. So with AMD putting out new chips that will work for Xbox and work for Windows, all this other stuff is actually pretty neat. So I'm going to pull this up so we can see what AMD and Xbox says when it comes to their partnership. And then I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on that. So let's see. Here we go. All right. All right, let's see.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want,
That
anywhere you
looked like you
want.
just
That's why we're
landed.
investing in our next generation
Looked
hardware
like
lineup
you landed.
across console, handheld,
Yeah.
PC, cloud, and accessories.
I don't
I am
want you
thrilled to
to
share
look
we've
like
established a
that.
strategic multi-year partnership
Nope.
with AMD
I'm getting out
to
of here.
co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hands. Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon to deliver the next generation of graphics innovation to unlock a deeper level of visual quality and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games.
Hold on one second. Cut that on a little bit. Cut that on a little. They're doing this with the and they want to have backwards compatibility with this as well. This is what I think. What I think they're going to try to do is try to make everything that's already backwards compatible work on the next Xbox and the next AMD devices and on your PC. You're probably looking at a situation where we may get Xbox 360 games that are backwards compatible now on the PC. Some of them are already there because of Steam or whatever. But if they're in your Xbox library, you're probably going to be able to use these or play these on your PC.
This is all about building you a gaming platform that's always with you, so you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want, delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single store or tied to one device. That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming. The next generation of Xbox is coming to life, and this is just the beginning. We can't wait to show you what's next.
That's pretty interesting. Like I said, they want this. They want Windows to be the next platform for you to game on. So what I think they're doing, I mean, if you know anything about the Xbox series, it's already implemented with Windows. Like it's like a console it's like a console version of Windows on the Xbox series. I mean, you can look at it, and if you're into the interface, you can tell it has a lot of Windows 11 type of stuff in it already. So what they're doing, they're just going to implement this to the next generation when it comes to Windows and the next Xbox and even the Xbox handheld. You know, yeah, they have the price is stolen, absolutely. So I'm sitting here that thinking that we may get a different version of Windows for PC gamers. I don't think everybody's just going to be playing on Windows 11 or Windows 12. You may have another version of Windows that's just strictly about gaming. You know, so I find that really interesting. Also, AMD talked about this as well, so I want to talk about the AMD one as well.
Be deepening our relationship with Microsoft.
Come on, play.
And Microsoft are advancing a bold shared vision for the future of gaming, one that enables seamless gameplay across any screen, placing gamers at the center of the experience anywhere. We're so excited to be deepening our relationship with Microsoft and build on the over 2 decades of partnership, innovation, and trust. From the earliest days of the Xbox 360 to the most advanced consoles such as the Xbox Series X and S, and the recently announced ROG Xbox Ally handhelds. Moving forward, AMD will go beyond building custom chips for Xbox consoles to designing a full roadmap of gaming-optimized chips combining the power of Ryzen and Radeon for...
All right, let me go back to this real quick. Right here. Right here is your AMD Ryzen CPU and your Radeon graphics card. They're trying to make these optimized for Xbox gaming. This is the thing that I'll say, like, I understand people, you know, they want to be on Nintendo, they want to be on Sony. That's completely fine. I mean, I have a PS5. You know, I have a Nintendo Switch. You know, I mean, let's see. I want to take this off for a second. Like up here, you know, I have my PS5 Pro. There's my, down here is my PlayStation 5 controller. My PS5 is literally right here next to my monitor. My Nintendo Switch. Let me see if I can turn this over just a little bit. The Nintendo Switch is right there. So I have all these consoles, you know. I don't have the Xbox Series S anymore, but I do have the X. I mean, that's literally right under this monitor. I got the Xbox Series X under this monitor. So it doesn't matter where you want to play. But one thing I will say, with what they're doing right here, you're probably going to get the best optimization of gaming when Xbox and AMD actually put things together. Now, I know that some people will say, well, Sony is working with AMD as well, but I don't think it's to the extent of what Xbox is doing. You got to understand, everybody plays, everybody that is on PC, maybe about 95% is on Windows, maybe 90%. Some people are on Linux, and Linux is cool, but I'm looking at this from a standpoint like what AMD wants to do with Microsoft and Windows and Xbox. You're probably, your games may not be like the best games or whatever, because Sony still got tricks up their sleeve. They can do some things. But what I will say, if you want your games to work, you want your games to be not having that many problems outside of the actual third-party developers that make their games or whatever, that have their own bugs, you're probably going to get the best quality of gaming on this side, probably outside of Nintendo, because Nintendo do quality as well. But you're going to get high quality stuff when it comes to this, because AMD, for anybody to say what they say about what they want to say about AMD, but ever since AMD jumped over to Ryzen, they've been doing really good for themselves. Like they basically taken over the chip manufacturing when it comes to gaming. You know, Intel kind of fell off a little bit. They need to get back on the horse and make things happen. And as far as the graphics cards, the GPUs, you know, the graphics cards are almost just as good. NVIDIA is going in another direction when it comes to their graphics. They're more like on the AI, you know, AI type of stuff, data collecting type stuff. They don't really focus on gaming like I feel like they should. And when they do focus on gaming, they're out here giving you fake frames. They're giving you, you know, like these AI generated frames, which Oh, I get it. It's okay. And I'm pretty sure AMD is going to be doing the same thing, but for the most part, AMD is actually doing pretty well for themselves with the 90 series, the 70 series, even the 50 and the 30 series. You know, I still have a full AMD setup, and outside of, well, I would say outside of, when it was having driver problems back in the day when they were doing the, you know, the FX 8350s and stuff, they've been struggling, but now they've been doing pretty good for themselves. So with that being said, you're probably going to get some really good quality when it comes to what this partnership means. And then on top of that, they're going to have like these mechanisms with the ROG Ally where you can take your games and go be on the go seamlessly through like cloud saves and all this other stuff. So you can play just about anywhere. For somebody like me who drive trucks, I'm not a big handheld gamer, but this is appealing to me. If I want to play a game on my Xbox or my PC right here, play on my TV, and then say I gotta go to work the next day, I'm not missing a beat, because whenever I drive and I stop at a stop where they're gonna unload my truck, I can pull out the handheld and I'm just gonna play where I left off at. Because sometimes I'm at some of these stops for like 2-3 hours at a time. I can just pick up where I left off on that handheld, bring the handheld back home, come back and play here at home and never miss a beat. Not only that, do you one better, not just not miss a beat, I can continue where I left off. So I can finish games in a much faster amount of time because of the integration of all that. So I don't know if Sony's going to have the same thing. I know that Nintendo already does it with their Switch, but the thing about the Switch is it's either handheld or TV. With the Xbox, it's going to be handheld. I can go to my TV. I can go on my PC. And in some cases, if you're into cloud gaming, you can play on your phone. So, to me, I think the convenience of it all is really good. The downside to this is like, look, you can say goodbye to like physical games. You know, I don't think, you know, if they're going to go all on this, physical games is not going to be a thing anymore. So that's basically the other part of that.
And Radeon for consoles, handhelds, PCs, and the cloud. And we're doing it all with And we're doing PCs and the cloud. And handhelds, PCs, handhelds, PCs, and the Radeon for consoles, handhelds, Ryzen and Radeon for consoles, handhelds, PCs, and the cloud. Ryzen and Radeon for consoles, handhelds, PCs, and the cloud. And
I wanted to say that over and over again.
So gamers can access their favorite titles across platforms, delivering on a promise to both gamers and developers. Together, we are building a vibrant open ecosystem that delivers the next generation of graphics and immersive gameplay powered by AI that includes new foundational models to accelerate the state-of-the-art in rendering.
I don't like the sound of that. I'm not a big fan of using AI in gaming. Not a big fan of that. Now, I didn't even think that they were going that route because, like I said, NVIDIA's doing that. But then again, if NVIDIA's doing it, AMD is doing it. If AMD is doing it, you know, NVIDIA's doing it, and vice versa. Just like if Xbox doing something, Sony's going to do it. It's just how it is.
From console to cloud to handheld, AMD and Microsoft are building the future of immersive gaming. We are so excited to be working with Microsoft to bring all of this tech to gamers everywhere.
I think what they're doing, they've been playing a game of 4D, 5D chess for a while now. I think they've been doing this for a while now. Everybody's sitting here talking about the console wars. Everybody talking about Xbox is giving up. Xbox don't care about gaming or whatever. I think they're playing a game where it is way beyond what we're thinking about. You got to understand, we have been thinking about we've been thinking about this for 40 years of console gaming, where one console comes out, the other console come out, they compete against each other, who has the best games, who has the best graphics. It's always been that way for 30, 40 years. Xbox said, forget that. We're not doing that no more. What we're going to do is we're basically going to implement our PC side of things in the power of what we can do to implement our games in anywhere and everywhere, which is something I'm surprised they haven't done since the original Xbox days, because Microsoft is basically a PC and software company. You know, so I'm actually surprised that they haven't done this earlier. So with that being said, they're like, look, this is no big deal. Xbox, to be honest, Xbox has never been the type to do hardware like this, and we're not into hardware. What we want to do is we will give you we'll sell you the hardware that we see fit for what we're trying to do. But at the end of the day, we want you to play our software anywhere and everywhere. And that's basically what they've been doing. They've got the software on, on the handhelds. Like you can, like in some places, you can do, even before this new handheld came out on the older handhelds, you can get to Game Pass on older handhelds. So this is not nothing new, but you got those. You got the power of the cloud where you can play on your phone. You got the Xbox Series. You got the Xbox One. You got the Xbox. I don't think the 360 really works anymore, right? Not online. So you got that. You also have PC. You have all these other places where you can play these games. Xbox says, look, whatever device you got and you want to play a game, you got it. You don't have to wait to come home to play on your console. You don't have to wait until you have time to play on these consoles. Look, if you got 5-10 minutes to chill out real quick, hey, pull out your phone. You can play through the power of the cloud, which I don't recommend, but you can do that. You can play with the power of the cloud. Or you can also buy our handheld and you can play while you're waiting at the doctor's office, or when you are on a road trip, or when you just don't feel like going to your TV and cutting on your TV. You can go and play these games right then and there. And what everybody is still thinking about is, oh, I need a PS6 to play these games. Oh, I need a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's cool because those are proprietary consoles. You have to play certain games on that. Xbox is like, F all that. Look, if you're on Steam, we're going to make it a way so you can play it on the Microsoft Store. If you have a handheld, you want to play on your couch without worrying about hogging up the TV or whatever, or you want to watch TV while you're playing the game, bam, there's a handheld for you. They're just doing it a different way. And I'll be honest, I'm here for it. I want to be a part of this. I want to do my own thing when it comes to playing games wherever I want to be. And to be honest, when it comes to actually buying physical copies of games, hey man, look, I got enough physical games. I honestly don't need any more. You see this right here, this closet? I got more games in that closet. I got games in that closet that's just sitting there too. So I don't necessarily, I hate to say it like this, I low-key kind of don't really care about physical copies of games anymore when it comes to the next Xbox and the next PlayStation. Even with the Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not that big on getting original physical copies of games. I'm not really into getting those for that. Now, you go back to the PS4, the PS3, you want to go to any of these other older consoles, I'm all for physical copies of that. But when it comes to the newer stuff, I really could care less about buying a physical copy of a PlayStation 6 game. And I mean, that's just me being honest. Like, I have enough physical stuff right now to where, honestly, I don't need to buy anymore. I just don't have the space for it. Like I said, like I got games in this closet right here that I need to get out to actually display at some point. So that's just the way that I feel at this point when it comes to that. I think Xbox is doing something very unique, and I want to try it out. It actually interests me, and it's something that I want to really want to look into and try. So that's all I want to say about that. Now, last but not least, all right, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it. I haven't talked about sports games like this in a while. We're going to look at both of these deep dives. We're looking at both of these deep dives. I don't know which one. I think I'm going to do the college one first. I'm going to do the college one first, and I'm going to do the Madden one. And, digital stuff is just what it's like. I get it if you're just starting out. Like, if you just started out collecting games or whatever, you want the newest stuff, but I've been gaming since like the late 80s, dog. I've been gaming for a long time. I've been gaming since like the late 80s, and I've been collecting games since the early 2000s. I don't need any more physical games. I really don't. That's why you haven't really seen any VF pickup videos on this channel, as I haven't done any of those videos as of late, because You know who get the physical games?
It's a water player.
This boy right here. Any game I buy from the store, he's the one that usually getting the games from the store. I don't really buy it. So that's what I mean. It's like, for me, I don't really buy any games like that anymore. Now, I like going to game stores for the experience, and I do buy some retro games that I want, but for the most part, it's him. He the one that wants the physical stuff. I don't buy the physical stuff for me like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Let me pull this up. I've been asked by so many people to get back into football gaming. A lot of people have been asking me to get back into football gaming. And I've been sitting here like, not really into the sports stuff like that anymore. I really don't want to do it. It's really not my thing like that anymore. But just like earlier today, somebody inboxed me. I don't want to put them out there like that, but I'm just gonna put it out. I'm just gonna put the DM up real quick. They don't know. They're not gonna know who this person is. I don't know if you can read that. It says right there, thoughts on Madden and college football this year. And then I put that I was going to go live. So I've been getting a lot of DMs like this. There it is right there, thoughts on Madden this year. And then I said it looks good, but it's not too bad. I'm about to go live and talk about it. Let me see if I can pull this so you guys see it. I don't want to put this person out there like that. See, it says thoughts on Madden. Can I get it? But you kind of see it. You kind of see it.
Okay, he's doing it.
So I've been asked by a lot of people to talk about this. A lot of people. And it's kind of like something I can't escape. I can't escape because I basically started my channel off of this. So I am going to give my thoughts and opinions. Don't expect me to be playing a lot of this stuff because I'm not really into this like that. Not anymore, but I do want to give my thoughts and opinions. I started out doing this and I can't fully abandon it. I just can't. But let's talk about it. Let's go.
Welcome to the EA Sports College Football 26 Gameplay Deep Dive. We'll share details about a massive playbook expansion, all new player types and abilities, improvements to wear and tear, new control mechanics, stadium pulse, physics-based tackling, and a lot more.
You know everything they just talked about there? Everything they just talked about there was in NCAA Football 14. Gameplay, playbook expansion, new player types and abilities was not in NCAA 14. Wear and tear was not necessarily in it either, but you can get injured. Control mechanics, let's talk about it. Let's go.
Let's get into it. With real coaches comes a massive playbook expansion. For the first time ever, over 300 real college football coaches bring their unique styles and authentic play calling to the game, delivering distinct program identities and more play calling variety. Over 2,800 new plays and over 45 new formations have been installed. New option types, motion types, bizarre plays and formations from last season are at your fingertips. And they're all tuned so you can craft a strategy that feels like your favorite program. 10 brand new player archetypes and rebalanced abilities, now 84 total, are designed.
84 abilities, and that is impressive because back in Madden 08, they had abilities which was pretty solid, and they never really expanded on it since Madden 08. So for them to put this in here, that's really cool.
Designed to showcase the wide variety of skill sets we see in college football every Saturday. Improvements to how abilities scale are based on performance. When a player gets hot, their physicals receive a substantial boost. and Platinum tier abilities will automatically upgrade to the new, more powerful Heisman tier. The Heisman tier captures those unexplainable moments when a player single-handedly takes over a game. New field vision introduces more realistic challenges for quarterbacks. Shorter quarterbacks will now have more limited vision when surrounded by taller linemen. And
how are they going to do that? I'm curious. Like, if you have a shorter quarterback, I like that. That sounds really dope. How are they going to do that? To where they're going to have like limited vision when you're looking at it from this standpoint. If you're looking at it from this camera angle, is it going to be like a situation where the passing icon is going to be dim? That's pretty interesting.
receiver icons will fade as they come in.
I just said that the receiver icon will fade. I just said that. That's really neat.
Receiver icons will fade as they come in and out of view. To ensure balance around how different abilities affected wear and tear during hits and tackles, every ability in the game was reviewed and adjusted. New customizable auto sub options let.
Look at this on the auto sub. Like, they have wear and tear customs. So if somebody's wear and tear, you can sub them out. That's really nice. I like that. That is really good. Because if somebody's hurt, you can strategize how you want to sub them in and out. Like, you don't want nobody to. This is the thing what Madden done before. Let me open this up. This is one thing that Madden has done before. Madden or even NCAA, they will wait till they're fatigued and then they will just sub them out. And sometimes the sub out wasn't really as, intuitive. But I think with this is really good. I like this.
You tailor personnel decisions to strategically handle wear and tear for every position. Take complete every position.
Is that going to stop it?
Wear and tear from every position. Take complete control with adjustable impact settings.
Wait a minute. Go back. Go back right. I want to see this. Wear and tear on normal impact tackling. Catch, tackle. So you can change the wear and tear on. Okay.
Part 3, part 2.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Is there a part?
How you like say for it? I don't know how I feel about the wear and tear slider. I don't know how I feel about that. That I mean, choices. What I wanted to say. Options are good, but I guess I don't know.
Impact settings and battle real-world conditions with new weather modifiers that impact wear and tear. And you'll get instant feedback with new pre-snap visual cues that can affect a player's demeanor, indicating their condition right on the field. Updates to physics-based tackling make better tackles actually feel better. New tackle types like wrap catch tackles and lunges and new timing-based skill mechanics offer more tools to disrupt and dictate the game. With new authentic audio for big hits that adds realism and variety to defense. New dynamic subs allow real-time roster management without breaking from the action, enhancing the flow and strategy of every game. Make informed personnel decisions and get your starters back out there with one button press.
Okay, so you can do on-the-fly sub. Okay.
Defensive line interactions redefines trench battles. Control the direction of your blocks with new block steering, which factors in player attributes like.
I don't know how I feel about this either. Like, you can steer the block, and while you're still running the ball. I think that's pretty cool if you're in a competitive sense, but I want them to be able to steer the block based on what the play call is. Like, I don't want to have to worry about my blocking. I want my linemen to do their job. But hey, it's just me.
Like strength and momentum for more realistic line of scrimmage play. And the addition of stunts and twists delivers more depth and control and pass rush. 12 different types of stunts offer a range of strategic options before the snap. All
right, that looked good. Let me go back to this. That looked good. You look right here. Look at this move by this lineman right here. Look at this. By the defensive lineman.
Stunts offer a range of
That
strategic
right there.
options before
That
the
looks really
snap,
good.
providing a new layer to the chess match at the line of scrimmage. We're introducing adjustable defensive zones for more precise control over pass coverage.
Finally!
Adjust the depth of where your safeties line up in coaching adjustments. Fine-tune your defensive strategies in real time and outsmart opponents.
I like that, but I think that could be abused. But I really like that because you got to use your instincts on defense. And just because the play call a certain way, you don't have to run to that spot because of play call. If you got to adjust, you got to adjust.
When you're on the home field advantage side of Stadium Pulse, it's a beautiful thing. But for visitors, Stadium Pulse in College Football 26 is louder, tougher, and more personal, elevating the chaos of night games in already tough-to-play places. More intense camera shake, new visual disruptions, and distorted clocks will throw off your timing and communication with dynamic intensity depending on the game situation or career moment.
I missed it.
Pre-order the MVP bundle. Includes both EA Sports College Football
Not yet,
26 and Madden NFL 26.
That didn't look bad. That was okay. It's nothing for me to get excited about, but that was okay. I mean, I didn't see nothing to say, oh my God, I gotta get this. All right, here's the Madden 26. Let's go look at this one.
Actually different in Madden NFL 26. What's up, everyone? Kurt Benkert here. A lot of you have been asking what's actually different in Madden NFL 26. Let me walk you through what I learned at the preview event in Orlando in today's gameplay deep dive. Trained on nearly a decade of real NFL data, a new AI-powered machine learning system informs all new coach tendencies.
I like this. I like this a lot. I really like this. It's like what they're trying to do is they're compromising with not giving you necessarily the vision cone, but they kind of gave you the vision cone. So I do like that because I've been wanting the vision cone to come back like forever. But yeah, I like this.
All new coach tendencies, QB signatures, and advanced player traits. With more strategic depth and authentic detail, making every game a distinct and dynamic challenge true to NFL team identities. Let's take a closer look. The team is reimagining quarterback play with new QB DNA, adding new levels of detail, quality, and variety to the most iconic position in sports. Refreshed passing animations and a variety of all-new signature throwing styles for quarterbacks across the game make each one look, move, and feel more like themselves. Some more detailed signatures are unique to star quarterbacks, like jump throws in the face of pressure by Caleb Williams, stylized back foot passes for Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels, and quick flips on the run for Josh Allen. Plus, player-specific pocket movement.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's player-specific pocket movement, but I want if those throws are specific to those quarterbacks. I don't want to be trying to do no jump pass to Desmond Ritter. You know, I don't want to be doing no jump pass with Joe Flacco. If it's just going to be Pacific, that's absolutely awesome.
Signature scramble locomotion, unique arm slots, and unique footwork fundamentals. And a new set of 50 advanced player traits informed by real on-field player tendency data pushes the fidelity of NFL stars even further. All of it designed to match the real, nuanced movements and play styles of the league's quarterbacks. Real NFL coaches bring their strategic minds to gameplay with Coach DNA. New predictive play call AI, built on real coaching data straight from NFL sidelines, defines each team's unique identity. Coaching styles like Dan Campbell's fourth down aggression, Kevin O'Connell's creative offensive approach, and more add new layers of strategy to every matchup. New dynamic coach suggestions provide play recommendations based on what your team's coach would dial up in specific game situations.
Yeah, okay. So they got Coach DNA kind of similar to College Football 26. Not too bad, not too bad. I like it.
And new counterintelligence offers smart play calling recommendations against opponent tendencies, making it harder for them to succeed when they keep running the same play over and over again. To authentically reflect unique NFL coaching strategies and play calling tendencies, the team has expanded playbooks with new shifts, multi-motions, and exotic blitz packages, highlighting more of the specific schemes that define a team's identity. With real-time NFL trends and new innovative plays to be added throughout the season.
That's nothing new.
Spaced offensive line block steering and new stunts and twists add strategic depth to your play calling. Wear and tear adds strategy to your roster management. And new dynamic subs let you
So
swap
they got
out
new
players.
Okay, so they got wear and tear and dynamic subs. So a lot of the stuff that's in NCAA is in Madden. So they're kind of trying to put the implementation of both in the same game. In the past, that wasn't the case. Like they were like have some things that's in Madden that's not in NCAA, and vice versa.
For fresh legs without pausing the action. Custom defensive zones unlock the control to strategically adapt
Custom defensive zone, same thing in college football. It's 26.
coverage in real time, and improved pass coverage logic enhances defender reactions to receiver routes. To accurately represent the elite skill of NFL athletes, the team overhauled player movement across every mode, with the confidence that these superstars will move in Madden 26 like they do on game day. Modernized depth charts introduce more authentic positional roles, identify mismatches, and dial up more creative plays with the new gadget slot, built for versatile offensive weapons like Deebo Samuel. On defense, left and right edge replace defensive end. Linebackers now use authentic Sam, Mike, and Will designations. Specialized nose tackle and long snapper positions are properly acknowledged.
Okay.
Football is always more fun when Mother Nature becomes a factor. And new football weather in Madden 26 will affect gameplay and your game plan.
This right here, EA needs to stand on business and leave this the way it is. Unless if it's like broken. If it's broken, you need to fix it, but you need to let dynamic weather stay the way it is. Because you're going to have people who will play competitively are going to get mad about stuff like this. No, leave it.
Extreme conditions like heavy snow, fog, rain, and wind will impact visibility.
If they play competitively, play in the sun with no weather effects every time, but leave this in the game. Do not take this out.
Air movement, stamina, and ball security. With real weather, real data, and real coach and player tendencies, this looks like the best Madden to date, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it.
Now, what I will say is, I believe that this probably will be the best Madden to date. Probably will be. Is that saying much? Probably not. But I will say this, what they've done so far with 26, it looks like trying to make something big and bad. I mean, big and special. I think it's maybe something that if you haven't played in a while, you may want to go back to and give it a shot. For me, I feel like this is probably about 4 or 5 years too late. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to play both of these games like I used to because I play other games now. But I wouldn't mind trying it. I wouldn't mind trying it. Like, if somebody has it, I'll play it. Or if I can find a place to pick it up, I'll play it. But I don't see myself purchasing both of these. Both of these games are like $130 to buy for both. I think it's like a bundle is like $130. I don't know if this is $130 worth my time. But at the end of the day, it doesn't look like they're worth playing. Madden already said with Madden, I would like to get this on EA Play when it comes later on when it's free. And it looks like that may be for me. College Football 26, I have a sweet spot, a soft spot for college football. This is a game that I may actually end up trying to pick up and buy. I could probably see myself doing that. But for Madden, I just never could get into Madden like that. With Madden 25, I played like an hour of it. And with 26, even with all this stuff that's coming out with Madden 26, I don't know if I'm going to have the time or be interested to play it that long. But college football 26, man, I'm a sucker for the college football game. I'm a sucker for it. So I may pick up the college football game because I want to play with Georgia Southern. But I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see where I would get both. I just don't see it. I'm gonna have to somebody gonna have to gift it to me or something like that But other than that, I don't see myself playing Madden 26. That was a quick face. He's waiting for free. That's what I said. I know at least with college football, I know at least I would play at least a season of college. I would play at least one season of franchise mode on college football, and I think that may be worth my time. That I think I'll get $70 worth of gameplay out of that. But for Madden, it's just something about Madden football. I can't get into it and stay in it for the long run. And I don't want to set myself up to say, hey, I got this game and I want to play it. And I bought this game and I'm going to play it. And I know I'm probably not. Not Madden. College football, more likely yes. And the MVP bundle, I'm going to look at this.
Wonderful. Bro, why did you say headphones and you're
Hold on 1 second. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I mean. You see that? $149 plus for both. I just can't see myself doing that. I don't see myself doing that. So it's just like I said, I can't see myself spending that kind of money for something that I'm probably not going to play. The college football game. What does this one include? Pre-order content? What is the pre-order content? Just curious. That's $99, and I can't see myself doing that. Pre-order content, 3 days early access. Who cares about the college football points? Dynasty coach points, road to glory skill points for $100. That's a tough sell. $69, I can do that. You don't get the 3-day early access, basically. If you paid So, well, don't you play this early with EA Play though? You know, I can care less. I ain't worried about that. But at the end of the day, that's just basically what it is. I don't see myself doing it. Like with the college football game, I pretty much can do it. I can see myself buying a college game, but the Madden game, I can't see myself. I can't justify the price. Yeah, it is. It is too much money for both. It really is. But if I had to choose, I would probably buy the college game first. And well, yeah, I'll probably buy the college game first, and I'll probably wait for Madden to come out when it's on EA Play. Matter of fact, both of these games will end up being on EA Play at some point, and you'll probably be able to play them for free. So I don't know. Do they look good? Yeah, I think the games look good. I think the games look solid. I think the games are actually, well polished. But at the same time, I do believe that these games, especially Madden 26, this stuff that they're doing with Madden 26 probably should have been in Madden 22. This stuff that's in Madden 26 probably should have been in Madden 21. But then again, hey, better than late than never, right? With that being said, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I did want to talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I'll make a separate video for that. So I'll talk about that sometime later on this weekend. I plan on coming back later and go live. I got some more stuff I got to do around the house. I got some things I got to do. I got to go grocery shopping because I want to barbecue tomorrow. Some things I want to do.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're going to barbecue tomorrow.
I love barbecue.
So, oh, it is? Wait a minute. Oh, there's a play trial. Okay, so I'm definitely going to try to play trial. I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. But I'm going to come back live. I got to finish SOCOM 4. I'm going to play that Sunday morning. I don't know if I'm going to go live again. I plan on going live again Sunday at some time. I don't know if it's Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon. Hopefully you guys, just come through. and check it out. But I do plan on going back live later on again tonight because I gotta try to finish up SOCON 4, and we'll talk again really soon. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Follow me on all those links down in the description. Check me out over there. If you're on Twitch, just go over there to my X account or TikTok. You can go over there. All that stuff is in the description on YouTube or whatever the case may be. Also, just go on X. My X account is basically BF Baller. You can find all my links over there as well. I will be back later on to talk more gaming and play SOCON 4. And I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks everybody who came through. Crayface, really appreciate it. Everybody else who's been on Twitch. Shout out to you guys, people that are on Facebook. You guys are absolutely awesome. And shout out to the TikTok family, man. There's a lot of people on TikTok that are interacting with the content. I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys are absolutely awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. And I'm gone. All right, y'all. Peace.